Liverpool 3, Sheffield United 1. And what a victory it was tonight, even though we did play with our food, as someone said in our comments earlier. 3-1, but it was a nervy one, wasn't it, boys? But let's talk about everyone's going to be talking about it tonight. Alexis Mac Allister. This guy has been the player of the season without doubt. He's been playing out of position in number 6. He's been moved up to his normal position and he's been out of this world. To come up with a Gerrard-esque beauty tonight, when we needed that goal, we needed someone to pick the game up by the scruff of the neck and say, here we go, let's go to the top of the league. MACCA was the man that did it. This could be a huge, huge win in terms of the title race, in terms of Liverpool giving Jurgen Klopp a victory tour he deserves at the end of his Liverpool tenure. Sam, first reaction, my friend, to that incredible end to the game. Wasn't an incredible game as a whole. It was a bit.
That was crazy. That was crazy. You know, I was watching this game and I was really getting frustrated, especially with the fact that he started playing, and I felt like at some point maybe Klopp was going to notice it, that maybe if we take out Gravenberch and put Mac Allister at least at his position where he's really, really comfortable, we could get the game. And it was really, really, it was frustrating, especially after they scored. What is wrong with Conor Bradley? I just wanted to ask. I think he's really unlucky sometimes, because I think this is his second on goal of the season, if I'm not mistaken. So it is just that game that is full of mixed emotions. You don't really know where I am right now, but I'm just excited. That rocket, I'm gonna be playing it every single day for this week, even after the United game.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for that lovely cushion heritage to Gerrard being played in the background for that tonight. That's going to be on Twitter at some point tonight. Nathan, did we get away with one there? Was it just typical Liverpool to get the job done?
Probably a bit of both, really, isn't it? As I said before we went live, like it felt like before we made them substitutions, it just felt like we were never going to score. Even in the Nunes goal, we were really lucky with, do you know what I mean? Obviously, as Sam just said, we were a bit unlucky with the Conor Bradley goal, but I don't know, it's just one of them games where like we were all going into it, and most people were just saying like we need to use this as a game to basically stat pad and get as many goals as possible. You had the odd person who said I'd just take 3 points, and I think today showed that no matter how good a football team is, if you're in the Premier League, you can nullify them for a period of time. But I think it also showed the difference in what changed the game and the substitutions when Liverpool are bringing on, players like Curtis Jones, who should be getting called up for the national team. We're bringing on players like Cody Gakpo, who's, before he signed for Liverpool, got like 45 goal contributions in Europe. So when you're bringing on players like that, and I'm not going to lie, Paul said it in the chat then, when we took Salah off, I was like, what's he doing? But it worked. And ultimately, the way we've seen Liverpool play for the last 20 minutes, it should have we played for 90 minutes, but we didn't. But the only thing that matters, fingers crossed that Kanate's all right. He did finish the game, didn't he? Did he finish? Or did he come off?
No, I think he finished.
Sure, he finished the game. Apart from Kanate, I don't think anyone else got injured. Maybe did Salah get injured? Is that why he come off? Like,
there's no word on Salah just yet. There's no word on Salah. Tactical injury.
So hopefully, it's just one of them. It's 3 points. We go on the next game and go and play United. No one's injured. But yeah, I think Salah's minutes, possibly Salah minute. Yeah, probably.
I think the reason why Salah went out is because of Ramadan. So you could see that his energy was lacking as we were going forward. So I think Klopp was like, let me put more pressure and more energy. And Harvey Elliott really had that. And you saw how he was putting this team under pressure, and they just did not know what happened after that.
I couldn't imagine how hard it is, by the way, like just to bust into that, like if you're like having to if you're not eating for like, what is it, like 16 hours or something, you don't eat, or 14 hours. And then, like for us, we could probably do it because we're sitting at like a desk job or we're doing our day-to-day life, and it's all right doing it every now and again. So like when you haven't had time to maybe get something to eat while you're working. But like Salah for me is like, when I look at him now, like we all say, like you know, he could play for another 3 or 4 years the highest level because his physical condition's just phenomenal. So players like him, I know Kanate as well. He's I'm sure he's Muslim, so I'd imagine he was obviously celebrating Ramadan and obviously fasting or whatever you call it. So for players like that to be able to play 90 minutes of football at the highest level, and I know that obviously they break the fast sometimes and he's some way through the game, but it's something small like a bit of fruit. You know what I mean? It's not much. So I could imagine it was really hard. So I can see why they might have took him off because of that. But just take me out off to I couldn't do it. I can't go half a day without eating anyway, and I don't get up to do my job. Do you know what I
mean? It was a baffling sub at the time because you're thinking, you know, we need a goal. We're 1-1. Salah's the main guy that's going to get that goal. You know, if it was 2-1, you sort of think, yeah, I get that managing minutes. But when you bring your best player off, you bring your main goal scoring threat off at 1-1, then questions are rightly asked, and people were rightly asking and saying, you know, why is he coming off? You know, he is doing Ramadan at the moment, he's fasting at the moment, which is difficult for obviously his health in terms of his physical health and lasting a full 90 minutes. So it worked in the end, but imagine if it did go the other way around. We're talking here absolute disaster class of a substitution when there was no need to not make that substitution. But it's just one of the things, isn't it? Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work. But tonight it worked, and was that because of the team that were against Reece? Just come on now. We're talking about Salah being brought off. It sort of worked in the end, worked out right in the end because it was Sheffield United. But can we make decisions like that where we're bringing Salah off in a game like this at 1-1?
I think it worked today. I was a bit concerned when he was coming off. I wasn't sure what was going on, and especially when he brought Robinson on because he put Robinson further forward. I understood he was trying to do the width, but obviously going forward, as we saw, the chance Robinson had, he's not really great going forward. He's more better defensively. I think it worked today, but in future, I wouldn't really. If I'm going to take Salah off, I'd rather take him off for a like replacement.
I thought Robertson was fantastic when he came on, by the way. I thought he was amazing. I thought we saw Robertson a couple of years ago where he was literally just getting forwards like a little rampant rabbit, but he was also just crossing the ball like in the pit. Like Gakpo's the pass with Gakpo was fantastic. Do you know what I mean? And it's what, do you know what? We've actually missed it because we don't really play football like that anymore because we don't really play with like the fullbacks getting high up and playing them types of balls in. I know Conor Bradley tries it at times, but he's normally in like a position where he's quite either further forward or coming into the midfield.
He usually cuts it back, doesn't he?
I thought the ball was fantastic, and I thought we see Robertson for what we all know him for.
Exactly, using his pace.
Yeah, I said I was live doing a watch along for it, and I said people like we could all sit here and praise Gomez, and we can praise Quansah, we can praise Conor Bradley, Costas for how good they are, but Liverpool at the best, Robertson and Trent both play, do you know what I mean? And it's just as simple as that. Like they like someone mentioned in the chat then, without Mac Allister and without Trent, we've got no creativity. I disagree. I think Robertson's just as good at times, and I think that we have got creativity in the midfield. I thought Szoboszlai was really good today, but when you're playing against a team that's playing a back five and then a midfield three, you've basically got 9 players behind the ball at all time, or 10 players. It is hard. That's why sometimes you need that fullback to come on and just keep swinging the ball. Because ironically, we've actually got some good players who are actually good in the air. Like, I know Jota's not there at the minute, but he's not tall. He's like 5'10" or something, and he's really good in the air. Gakpo took his header really good today. And Nunes is decent in the air as well. So sometimes you've just got to kind of... I know it opened up a little bit once the game went on because they were getting tired, but you've got to kind of go a little bit route one and try and change it up, because it felt like the first 60, 70 minutes, we were just trying to just break them down. It just didn't really seem to happen. I can't remember a clear-cut chance in the first 70 minutes. Personally, I don't know about you.
Apart from the goal,
that's it. Even that was that was a good goal to score, in a sense of like that epitomised like the progression from Nunes from last season to this season, because he probably wouldn't have ran that down and chased that down. Do you know what I mean? And it was 1.65 XG. We scored 3 goals. Sums up this match. Yeah, it does pretty much.
We didn't have amazing chances, but when we did have those amazing chances, we scored them. Which, well, I won't say Macca's was an amazing chance, was it really? It came out of nowhere. So, but people are going to say, look, it's Sheffield United, you got the win, it's well done, you beat Sheffield United, you scrounged to win 1-1 and you made it 2-1 quite late on and a 3-1 late on. But a win's a win at this point in the season, boys. That's what it is.
Yes.
And when you need that win, Sam, when you need that win, for someone to step up like MACCA did there, what can it do for the rest of the season?
You know what? When we look at the games that are left now, it feels like each and every game feels like a final. And as much as people are going to look at this game and say that, okay, this was Sheffield United, those guys were trying to fight to get out of relegation zone. So it was like a final. And it demanded us to actually go to that level. And I'm just happy that MACCA was the player who got to that position, and he proved that he had something to offer, because it was not an easy game, to be honest. And all the games that we're going to play from now on going until to the end of the season, they're going to demand us that we play at least at that level. Because, and I'm telling you, as much as we hated the way the game went on, but wins like the ones that we got today are the ones that motivate the players to want to keep doing more and to want to keep going forward. So as much as it was painful during the moment, we can celebrate and see the momentum that is building up with the players. So that is something that they can take from that going forward.
The mentality that you get from a game like that, like Sam just said, the mentality you get from a game like that is much higher, much better than what you get from a 5-0, 6-0 drubbing. And that can easily happen tonight. We could easily beat these 5-6-0 tonight.
That's just expected, though, isn't it?
The chances were there.
That's just expected. But if you'd have to grind it out and actually have to work a little bit harder, and you do that, and then you get a fantastic goal, and then you end the game quite comfortably, then it is a bit better than maybe going and stuffing a team 5-0 that you're probably expected to do that too.
I agree. I just think I don't want all the remaining games to be battles, though. I don't
think they all will be. I think there will be the odd one. I wouldn't say that's been a regular occurrence for us this season.
You know what, Nathan? You know what? I can't see him not being like that now, because this is Sheffield United. This is supposed to be the easiest team left.
It is, but I also think that playing against certain teams we're better at, aren't we? Obviously, who was it? I can't pronounce it. Is it Healor? Is it? He said in the chat that.
Yeah.
Low block teams we struggle against. I think it's not just us. City do as well. Arsenal do. It's the way we all play football. It can be at times, hard to play against teams that play the low block. Whereas when we play Spurs at Anfield, that's a much harder game. But you would expect them to be more.
I was thinking that. You
expect them to be more open up. You know what I mean?
The fixtures list, I think that's the game we could score a couple because of the way they play.
Yeah.
But I think every other game
going forward, but defensively they're quite poor, aren't they?
Every other game, I think we're going to struggle in terms of back.
Everton away,
we're going to see every game out.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun end to the season anyway, Reece, because it's Liverpool, isn't it? They do it the hard way.
Yeah.
Also, I think what caused this game to be a little bit difficult today was because the way we were set up in the midfield. I felt like because MACCA was not in his position and with Gravenberch playing there, in the moment we should have taken advantage of either counter-attacks or actually taking these guys when they're back. He was slowing the game down, and I don't know if it is only me, but it feels like MACCA, when he's playing at that position, he really struggles at the DM. He really thrives so well when he's playing at that position. So because Endo was injured, we were missing one of the most important players at the position where he thrives the most. So it felt like even Dominic, when he was in the game, it felt like he didn't even know what he was doing because he didn't have that right partner besides him, which was MACCA. So the moment where I felt like things turned around was when Gomez became the DM and MACCA moved on in the midfield. Even the way we were moving, even though it was a low roadblock, it was easy for Liverpool to come, at least to put them under pressure because of the speed and the way we were putting pressure on our attack. So I felt like that was the change that Klopp had to do very early. And I think that's what won us the game at the end, if we are being honest.
I think it sums up the season. I think our mentality of the season and the way the change of MACCA going forward has changed our season this season as well. It's changed, and main stand here, MACCA as 6 offers so much more from deep. Main stand, if you still think MACCA's a 6, then I suggest you change your name to the stand, because you need to stand over there, away from these football opinions. Because MACCA going forward is incredible.
Yeah,
exactly.
I do think he is good at the 6, but we've seen the last couple of last month that playing him in the 8 and having Endo who's quite happy to just sit there and fucking defend.
Exactly.
Like,
because I was watching
there's
this
a massive
analysis
difference.
that was being done. I was watching this analysis which was being done of him, and they were showing the heat map of what he does when he's on the six. And sometimes you feel like he's just all over. But when he's at that position, like when he's going forward, it feels like as a number 8, he's very good in terms of really where to concentrate his focus and how he can actually utilize his energy and his skill. And we saw, if of course, he did not do so much of that in this today's match. If you watch the game that we played during the weekend, the chances that he was releasing for Salah, the way he was setting up for him, you could see that at that position we'll get the best of him. And that's what I feel
as
like.
well. Salah knows. You see Salah always constantly looking, waiting on the last man, waiting for Mac Allister to be in that 8 position to play the ball over to him as well.
Exactly.
Justice said it in pre-season. Justice said it in pre-season. When we played pre-season, he said when MACCA played him a ball through, he said, "Wow, I've missed this. I've missed these passes."
Yeah, I remember that.
He said that
Yeah,
pre-season.
I remember.
And then everyone were like, because
Shots fired at Hendo Milner.
Everyone were like, well, it's
Well, it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth, though. It's the truth.
It is,
Really?
but like,
But it is the truth.
Yeah.
It is weird seeing a midfield like this now, though, after like what we've seen. Like, no disrespect to Milner or Henderson or like even Gini Wijnaldum. It might have not even just be. It might have been down to the way we were playing football as well, like the way Klopp wants them to play. But just having players like Szoboszlai is like basically Henderson, but can play football. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And like Mac Allister's just like Thiago, but with a pair of legs at work.
The other thing that you need to notice-
Szoboszlai is like a safer version of Henderson. Like everyone in the crowd is a bit more safe with Szoboszlai on the pitch and what Henderson on.
He's just better. Like he's got the energy. He's got like the pace and the awareness to know where to be as well. But he's got everything that Henderson offers. But he can strike a ball fantastically, and he's really good. Like and his little, especially the start of the season, like we go back to the first like 6 or 7 games. His link-up play with Salah, like in that little side, was really good. And obviously he got the injury. He's had a little bit of a downtime, but I think the last few games he started to look a lot better again. But I do think that when Mac Allister plays them in midfield, I think Szoboszlai has to kind of like not go as far forwards, but that's okay because he can still do that role of maybe being a little bit not more defensive, but just like kind of be a more box to box and let Mac Allister control the game. Do you know what I mean? It's just I didn't realize how good Mac Allister was going to be, and just watching him over especially the last 2 months or so. Everyone's going on about like team of the year players, like in terms of like in the league. No one's mentioning them.
No,
like no one at all.
He's got to be.
And it's ridiculous because he's played fantastic at the 6. Like we all know that he would have been better going like further forward, but he's played fantastic in the 6. And then he's got into midfield, and it's just like if you genuinely watch Liverpool week in week out, you're sitting there thinking like, how did we pay 35 million for him? Like it blows my mind how good he's been. He's such a good footballer.
It's what Liverpool do, though, isn't it?
That's exactly what it is.
We kind of get good deals for players.
It's ironic because
Reece are Brighton filing a complaint in tonight to the police.
they can complain all they want. I mean, they got to accept that amount. Like I said, they should have put a higher release because they should have known what kind of player they had. For me, he should have put a higher one. Or as soon as he won the World Cup, they should have changed it and put a higher.
That's when he got the contract, wasn't it? Around that time, I think it was just before the World Cup.
Yeah, so they should have put that up to like 60, 70 million, really. But
yeah,
so
what a player. He's only young as well. He's only like 25, isn't he?
Yeah, I think
it feels like Mac Allister himself, he had a mission. It felt like he wanted to go to Liverpool because the way he was able to set up that deal with Brighton, it felt like he knew that if he gives that decision of his next club to them, they were going to charge like Moises Caicedo money on him. So he made sure that he had something for him when he was signing this new deal. If you remember when they were forcing him to sign. So he put something for himself there. And well, he's at the club that he's really enjoying to play. So
going on for the Mac Allister goal, Reece. How important was that goal for Gakpo at the end?
I think that was really important for Gakpo because he's had it tough at the minute, and it's not that he hasn't been trying, which is what I give him credit for. He doesn't hide when he comes on, even though it hasn't been working for him. He's always
He'll keep
trying.
going.
I think that goal's really important because then it'll boost his confidence. Because obviously he had a chance just before and he had a good bit of footwork. Where he hit it a bit too hard, it went over. But yeah, I'm happy for him.
His overall game was quite good when he came on as well. He actually played quite well.
He definitely made an impact when he came on. So I'm hoping that will give him a bit of a boost. But you
Yeah.
see when he's playing, he's got a bit of a bee in his bonnet, a bit like he's putting a bit too much pressure on himself. If somebody wants to score and then it's not working out, so I think that goal will help him for the rest
It was
of
like
the
that with
season.
Nunes a bit last season as well, though, wasn't it? He just needs to just let it happen.
It's like roles
Exactly.
reverse. Yeah, that's what I said earlier on. I think Nunes and Gakpo.
I think he's a great player. You don't do as well as what he has, like for Netherlands and in that league, and then just all of a sudden become crap. Like
exactly.
even like his goal contributions this season, like he's got a decent amount in.
Yeah, I think he's in double figures for the season. All of our forwards, I think.
That's what I mean.
All of them.
Yeah.
He's just like he's got to be like close to like 15 or 20 now in all comps, hasn't he? In terms of like goals and assists.
Yes,
As long as they're adding to what we need already. He's a backup player. We can't ask too much from him. Man. Obviously, he needs to push a little bit harder when he does play. Same with Gravenberch when he plays as well. Do a little bit better because you're fighting for that place. You're going to be number one. You've got to fight for that place.
The only thing with Gravenberch, I would say, is I think Klopp should have started Elliot because Gravenberch just come back from injury. He put him right back in. Whereas for me, Elliot's been there. I don't know why he put Gravenberch over. Obviously, he's trying to give him a chance, but he's rusty. You could see that today. I think he just come back from injury. I would have played Elliot from the start. So I think
it's not going to do his confidence any good, is it?
No, because he didn't. Obviously, he didn't play well. He didn't play well. No, he wasn't terrible.
But he's just like a 6 out of 10, wasn't it? Like an average game. But I think the whole of the team, pretty much for the first 70 minutes, he's just unfortunate that he went off with the group of subs that went off, and then all the lads that come on seem to play really well. I thought Curtis Jones was good in his little cameo as well.
No, he looked sharp.
But don't you think the fact that maybe Klopp doesn't give so much, like in terms of game time to Elliot is the reason why he's not really picked by England so many times? Because I feel like we cry every single time that we want him at the international team with the international team, but they're like, even your own manager doesn't really trust him because I felt like you're talking about Gravenberch coming from an injury and he just went straight through into play and somehow he's not getting the game time he has to. So because of that, I feel like maybe that's one of the reasons why maybe Southgate does not look at him when he's choosing his players.
The reason why
when he is playing, he's doing well, isn't he?
It's because it's Southgate.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you.
For me,
still picks Maguire and he still picks Calvin Phillips.
For me, I'm happy.
He's still going to pick John Henson in midfield.
I'm happy that he's not picking Elliot. I don't want certain of our players to get picked because that's how they get injured. For me,
the only thing I would say is though, I'd rather be playing for the senior team than the under 21s personally. I just think it'd be better experience for him. But as you just said, David, it's kind of Southgate and. He's not playing much for Liverpool, but he's also got some very good players in front of him, unfortunately, that would start for England as well, do you know what I mean? So, but it's mad to think that Harvey Elliott turned 21 today, and he was part of the team that won the Premier League. Like, it blows my mind.
If Gareth Southgate had, I was on the toilet, right, and he had an out-of-reach, sort of like an out-of-reach toilet roll, and he had some sandpaper next to him, he'd chew the sandpaper. He won't get up and go finish the toilet roll, it's too hard to do. To wipe his ass.
Yeah.
Big game on Sunday though, boys. That's the big one coming up.
Okay.
How important tonight, Nathan, was the win just for the confidence? Again, what Sam said earlier, a win like this is much better for mentality than what a 5-0, 6-0 drubbing would be. We need to do it again on Sunday because this game, we've not beaten these this season. We've played them twice, we've not beaten them.
I've got the Chelsea United game on here. United have been like in defensive midfield, been poor. Like go back to the FA Cup game the other week. Like I can't believe we lost. Like second half was kind of like.
Do you know how we lost to that United game? Do you know how we lost that United game? I felt like not only taking our chances, but I think we underestimate them. If you understand what I mean, the boys just came in so tired. They were saying that maybe it's an easy work. It's just easy 3 points and we're moving on to the second stage of FA Cup. And if you notice today, that's the mentality we started with in this game until they scored. That's when we came back into the game. So I'm hoping the only way we're going to beat United this weekend is if we make sure that we do what Liverpool do, this is a big game and we need the 3 points. And if that cannot motivate those players, we have to beat this team because they're taking a piece of us now, the way they make fun of us because of what happened in the FA Cup. So I feel like if we go with a mission to win, I'm telling you, we're going to hit them even 7-0 at their own backyard. We can do that.
I think we need the right mentality. That's the other thing I was going to say. I think our mentality was wrong when we first played them. We kind of looked at it as because of probably where they are in the league that it's just a given. Whereas, like I've said before, whether Man United are 20th and we're first, it's the two most successful English clubs. So they're going to be up for that game, even if the next week they might not be up for the game, whoever they're playing.
I'm never confident against them. Like, I know it might sound mad, but no matter, like you've just said, where they are in the league or where we are, like, it's one of them games where anything can happen. It's just Sunday, if we beat them and we make a statement about it, I think it'll be a massive help.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
This game's a help getting away with one today, but if we win on Sunday and we win convincingly as well, or just like something that happens, it'll be a massive push on for the rest.
In terms of a whole team, the difference in between the talent of the teams was much bigger when we beat them 4-1 than it is now. So this game 4 goes out the window. This game completely goes out the window. Look what happened in the FA Cup.
Yeah. When we play them at Old Trafford, I think a lot of the time we played at occasion. I think when we played them at Old Trafford. Instead of actually playing the game, we tend to play that occasion. When we're at home, we're usually better, but at Old Trafford, a lot of the time, we always usually play the occasion instead of actually just realizing that we're the better team. Just play your football.
You got to because they're a really poor team as well. They're really crap. Like, we're not.
But it's just as well, like some of these players that we've got this season are new players, so they've not played this fixture. And the only time they play this fixture is the 0-0 at Anfield and the 4-3 at Old Trafford.
Is anyone back for the weekend?
Experience in beating these either.
Is anyone that's injured back for the weekend?
Well, Curtis Jones.
See rumours of next week, isn't there? Yeah.
Possibly
Curtis Jones to be a big addition.
I think Curtis will start. I think.
Yeah, he might do.
I'm hoping.
I actually think Endo comes back in, not actually Curtis.
Yeah, I don't know. It all depends.
Endo comes back in.
I probably wouldn't start him. I don't know. I feel like you've got to start Mac Allister, so I was like.
Oh, I would start Curtis Jones and Mac Allister and
would you? Fair play.
I would Boswell on the bench. You can come off the bench.
It depends on if Endo's fit. If Endo's fit, Endo needs to play.
Yeah,
you know. Sometimes I feel like people don't notice what Szoboszlai actually does in this game, in this team, because some people say that he creates this chaos. If you understand what I mean, he is the captain of chaos of the team. So because Klopp called him the master of chaos, there was a way he played in this game, and I feel like maybe because we are not seeing so much of his creativeness, people just feel like, okay, he's not really important, but we need him in this game. We have to have him starting.
No, I rate Szoboszlai highly. I just think he's been unlucky because of the injury.
Yeah.
But I'm in 2 now. But I think for me he's better in the 10. We see when we do 4-2-3-1. If you go to, I think he's better there because if you look where he's playing, he's got him doing the Henderson role, defensive duties. But then you want him to be able to attack. He's got too much. Whereas for me, you should just let him play, let him express himself. You look when he played for Leipzig, he didn't have all that defensive responsibility. And for me,
no, he was
because we don't have reasons why Hungary got into the Euros because of the way he was playing like a 10 role. Do you know what I mean?
He's just playing as a free. For me, we don't have Henderson anymore, so we don't need that defensive responsibility like that workman. We got better midfielders now. So for me, because they're technically better, you should just let them play, let them express themselves. It shouldn't be so much about having to run back and stay in this position and close that one down. That's
the most important thing on Sunday is mindset, and that starts with the players that we start, because we need a calm approach to this. We did it when we played Man United last time. We lost our heads at the end, and we can't do that again, because if we lose our heads and, like you said, play the occasion, we're going to end up losing and getting beaten again, because this is why the midfield. Do we play Curtis Jones, who's Scouser? Will he get too involved in the mind games of the situation? He's not Gerrard.
My mind's swaying now, though. The fact that you said start Jones, it's making me want to do it even more, though, because I think we need someone in the midfield like that. It's just it's an interesting one.
It's such an important thing because if you start wrong at United, if you start badly at United first 20 minutes, you go 1-0 down, you could be there. It could be a long afternoon.
Yeah, I forget.
The only thing I will say is, though, if they don't park the bus, like, we should get loads of chances.
No,
like
I
the other
don't
day,
think
we lost that game against them in the FA Cup. They didn't go and win it.
No.
Second half, we should have scored 2 or 3 or 4 goals. You know what I mean? By the way, Paul, no, MACCA at the 8, Jones at the 6. Definitely not. Definitely not.
No, Endo at the 6.
If Klopp puts Jones at the 6, I'm going to turn my telly off.
Paul, did you watch Jones at 6 in pre-season? The guy was never there.
I still think our best midfield is Endo, MACCA and Szoboszlai. Yeah. But I get why Reece said start Jones. I don't disagree with that. I'd probably still go with Szoboszlai, but I'm like, the more I think about Jones playing, the more I think, that could actually be the best option, do you know what I mean? And then bring Szoboszlai on with like 30 minutes to go. With his energy and his drive and stuff, and I think that could work quite well.
Jones, it's just the pressing for me. And you see, before he got injured, the pressing and retaining possession when he was playing on that left, when he was playing on the left side.
The ball as well.
Paul was saying what I said at the start of the season about MACCA right now. We don't want MACCA to sing.
I've seen him at. I'd
still rather play Mac Allister there than Jones, though.
I've seen him at his original position. The 8, we can't go back now. We can't.
The way he played at Brighton, like people say, he's a 6 at Brighton. No, he wasn't.
No, he's not. He was a
side of Caicedo. Caicedo was a defensive.
Exactly. Caicedo was more than one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's same with Argentina.
It's just like a double pivot, isn't
That's
it?
exactly what Endo is doing for him. If you look what Caicedo was doing at Brighton, that's exactly what Endo is doing. So helping him to just give him the ball and allow him to do his
go round and put out the fires while he plays with the ball. Simple as that.
Exactly.
If I'm honest, boys, I think Caicedo would have worked with us,
No, I would have worked at us, but he went. It's his, like I said, he made his bed.
When we thought we were going to sign him, and then we found out he wasn't going to go to Chelsea, I was gutted because he would be fantastic for us.
Klopp still talked about him last week when he was talking about De Zerbi and saying, he's lost Mac Allister and he's also lost his engine in Caicedo.
Yeah,
he sees Caicedo as the engine. I mean, Klopp, the way Klopp, how happy he was that next day when he thought he was signing Caicedo, he was buzzing off his tits that morning. That
until he realised who our owners are.
He just smelled the spliff in his back.
They did Klopp wrong there.
I know it's so long ago. The ironic thing with Caicedo is, I don't believe it was them trying to like conspiracy of trying to we'll just bid for him, whatever. But if we wanted to get Caicedo, genuinely wanted to buy him last summer, we wouldn't have put a bid for him like a month into the transfer window.
No,
you don't put a bid in for £100 million player a month into the window. We would have started all the groundwork when Chelsea did in like March, April. Do you know what I mean?
Lavia was our number one choice. I don't think Caicedo was our number. He might have been our number one choice, but in terms of money wise, he wasn't.
Yeah.
So they were trying to get Lavia, weren't they? And then they were just umming and ahhing over a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we messed about with the Lavia. We should have just wrapped that up. Really.
He's had a poor record this season, but his injuries, hasn't he, as well?
I feel bad for him. I do feel bad for him.
And also, I think we were trying to get this guy called Anthony from Brazil, if you remember him. Anthony.
Andre,
yeah. Andre, yeah.
I'm not having Anthony.
It's Andre.
No,
it's Andre. It's trying to remember his name. It's Andre, the defensive midfielder of that other team. So I don't know. I just feel like we with what we have now, we have just done something crazy because now with what Endo is doing, I don't think we even missed the players that we wanted to buy. And I'm telling you, if we win the league with a 16 million 30-year-old man Endo, I'm going to be unbearable, I'm telling you. They'll know of me.
The Mount, Paul made a good point here. I think Caicedo and Lavia would have been good signings anyway.
I reckon Mount was all right, I think Mount gets a lot of stick. I know why people do it, and it's like, the thing is, even at United, people are saying he's been a flop. He's been injured. I'm so happy that we signed Szoboszlai instead of Mac Allister. But at the same time, I do think there is a player there. But
look what he did at Chelsea, Nathan. Going
to United is basically like the Premier League equivalent of going to Saudi. You go for the money and to fucking retire. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. But I do think Caicedo would have been fantastic. I think his legs.
Going to United is like Southgate picking sandpaper, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just the wrong choice. It's just going to end up in blood and tears, I think, at the end of it.
Yeah.
Boys, before we do go, make sure you do like and subscribe to the channel. We're on 10,000 subs right now. We're trying to aim for 15,000 subs next. Like the video, please share with your friends, share with your enemies, share with whoever you like to share with. Get behind the Reds this weekend against Manchester United, because this is the game.
Massive game.
I
This is the
think this is
game.
the game, even more so than Man City, because of the loss in the FA Cup and the draw at Anfield. We need to beat these. Not just for beating these. We need to beat these for our mentality in terms of winning.
I want to beat them convincingly as well. I don't want to just obviously the 3 points is most important, but I want to get some revenge on them because they were getting too excited by being a
little 7-0 again will be all right, won't it?
Something 4-5-0 something.
These guys before tonight, I don't know how many shots they conceded tonight, but I haven't looked at it yet. I know they've conceded quite a few already. But
104 games it was, or 103 games.
Three games it was, including Brentford. They conceded 31 shots to Brentford.
Wow. The Brentford game was the worst. They had so many shots that they conceded in the Brentford game. I was like, how did we not beat these guys? Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
I've never ever seen a top 6 team get outplayed that badly against the team.
We were not even that bad.
Yeah, like Brentford. Like if Brentford were on their game, they could have genuinely. There's a penalty in the Chelsea game here in the 96th minute. They could have genuinely scored about 5 goals. Chelsea, they're getting beat 3-2 and they've got a penalty.
Come on, Chelsea, come on.
Obama FPL. But
crazy.
Back in the day when we had a midfield of Paulson and Spearing,
the good days.
Kyrgiakos at back with Skirtle as a centre back pairing. We never conceded 31 shots.
That's so bad from Dallo, by the way. Sorry to interrupt, but Dallo's basically just fell over and just steamrolled into him. As if someone, when you're playing Sunday League and you've got the big fat fella who's never had a game of footy in his life, and he just running and then falls over his own feet.
Yeah, and he's like that, keeping up with his arm.
I just saw the Dallo thing.
Got to be a pen that he just falls over and lands up
it
we'll
is
say guys, we'll say just for the pen alone. We'll do a live reaction of the penalty.
It wouldn't surprise me if Alex Ferguson's just dropped a little pocket of money into the VAR there though.
But what was he doing? It felt like he was trying to. It's a spear, you know.
He literally just falls over and then like leans on him.
It's like this guy's doing WWE stuff. It's like it's a spear. Like what's that?
Does he kick his foot as well?
That's crazy.
Does it remind you of a guy that's not played football in a few years, but then they've just thought they'll put the boots back on?
Yeah.
For a game.
Do any of you watch the overlap? I know it's obviously a little bit different, but they were talking about Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville was talking about do you like when you do the Legends games and all that?
Yeah.
And he said the reason why they don't play them anymore is because so many ex-legends are getting injured. And then I don't know if you've seen the Liverpool one last week or the week before, and Fabio Aurelio played. And he's still in Liverpool now getting treatment because he's broken his ribs.
Yeah. Carragher said
I can't remember what happened. I remember seeing it, but I can't. I think he got tackled but landed into the post or something. And he broke his ribs that bad. He's had to stay in Liverpool.
Yeah, he just misses Liverpool or something. But I don't get the Legends thing because he's never even seen a legend.
Yeah.
It's about 2 legends.
It's one of them, isn't it? I get why they do it. It's for charity and stuff, isn't it? But it's
just a legend's name, isn't it?
You know what else it is? It's a good opportunity for people to actually go to the game that have never been to the game before, which I think is good. I went with my nephew and my brother about 10 years ago, and it was one of my nephew's first games, and it was all right. But yeah, Chelsea got a penalty. Cole Palmer.
That was nostalgic.
I hope Cole Palmer scores. Taking it now.
Okay.
No, he's about to take it out.
We're live right now. We're watching.
Yeah, Cole Palmer.
It was a match.
He scored. I said this earlier. Cole Palmer must have scored about 6 or 7 penalties this season.
He's a good player, though.
Yeah, he's really good, you know.
Yeah, what's Onana saved this though after he had a howler in the first half? He's only a kid, Cole Palmer, as well, isn't he? He's got to have a set of bollocks to get up and take a penalty in the 99th minute when you get a beat 3-2 when you were winning 2-0.
And just think City letting go.
Scored it, same side.
There we go.
Yeah.
3-3. Chelsea 3, Manchester United 3 live.
Let's all laugh at 10.
Mentality-wise, this draw is very important to us because I feel like we just have to show them their place, you know. I
If
need
you like
us
to
to
go to
show
one
us
this
stood in their place.
after being 2-0 down and winning
Yeah,
3-2,
they're gonna have a bit
that
of
would
confidence.
that would give them a nice bit of confidence. But
Mm.
again, like it's just their general football is just so bad. The midfield
It's just
space
like
that you
United
get.
to turn up, isn't it? It's just like United to turn up on Sunday.
Because
But
if I had properly, I had somebody talking about Onana being one of the best keepers in the Premier League. So I want that to die on Sunday. I just don't want to hear it. So something has to happen.
If you haven't seen the first goal that Chelsea scored, go and watch it. Like Cole Palmer has a
I
shot.
did.
It's like it's not. He doesn't even like need to fully stretch.
I
And
did.
he couldn't
It's
score.
the same people that still say Mac Allister's a number 6, mate. So I wouldn't even bother
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh,
Anyway.
that was so close.
Exactly.
Oh.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in tonight.
Somebody says,
Sheffield United won. Back to the top of the league, by the way. Back to the top of the league.
And that's staying that way. It's staying that way as well.
Let's keep it that way. We're not going to stay that way until Sunday anyway, because we are the last to play this weekend, unfortunately.
He scored.
Who scored?
Cole Palmer. He's got a hat trick.
No way.
Oh
Come
my
on.
God.
come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Excellent.
What is this?
United in the mud, ladies and gentlemen. United in the mud.
What a way to
end
Three
the
goals
stream.
in the last minute.
We
And
need,
they
we need
managed
to
to
we
throw
need
it
to add the
all
final
away.
flowers to the coffin on Sunday. That's what we need to do. Add the final flowers and send it on its
Guys,
way.
can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Guys, can I ask you something about MACCA? Can we say that he could be the signing of the season?
Yeah, because of the value and how well he's done. But you can
Who's
also
that,
add
Is that
Endo into
McAllister?
it as well.
Mac Allister.
Yeah.
Because I hear people debate about he cannot even come to the levels of people like Declan Rice, and I'm like in my head, what does that mean? Look at how much we bought this guy and what he's doing for our team. Because to be honest, I don't think we would be as far as we are right now if it wasn't for the way he's playing, Mac Allister. I think he has really been the important player for our team. So I'm just curious, am I the only one who's saying some crazy things when I say that I believe he's really in contention to be one of the best signings of the season?
No, you're right. But it's only us Liverpool fans who are going to say that for now. Until, based on how our season goes, then the rest of the other rivals are going to have to accept it. Right now,
Ironically,
you know what I mean?
Arsenal fans think that Declan Rice is. A lot of people will say it.
He's a good player, but
He's a good player. He's done well, but they're actually worse off this season than what they were last season, and he went and spent another 180 million or something.
I think they're a different animal this season. I think they're a different animal this season.
I think they are different, but in terms of like the points, are like, I'm not trying to correct you, but I agree with you. In the last 3 months, Before that, they weren't fantastic at the start of the season, but
I think they've got the bottle to go all the way to the end.
they have this season. This season in general is the difference in terms of the mentality and stuff. But I think last season, the first half of last season was the best they played for a long time. I think they won like 19 games out of the first 20 or something.
That's crazy.
But it baffles me how like they just brush off how good Mac Allister's been, and he literally cost a third of the price of what Rice did. You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
just
Let's end on a
Effective.
fantastic note then, boys. A perfect night for the Reds. 3-1 victory. And a Chelsea late show against Manchester United. Again, Manchester United back in the mud. And hopefully stay in the mud on Sunday.
Where they belong.
Further down in the mud. Thank you everyone for joining in. And hope you have a great weekend. Hope it ends on a Red win. Thank you.
Thank you.